Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Hello, welcome back to the channel where today we are going to talk all things Supra. As you guys know, I put down an order for one of these, the new Toyota GR Supra, and we're here today on the Toyota stand at the Geneva Motorshow where we're going to talk about everything to do with it, what spec I've gone for, what options it will have, when's it going to come, what am I going to do with it, the plans ahead, the modifications that I'll make to it, and also while we're here, we will check out the GT4 Concept race car that they've just unveiled as well, that is currently parked behind. So let's today then talk about what's happening with my inbound Toyota GR Supra. To kick things off, let's get started talking about the spec. This is what you guys have all been asking me, then we'll go into when it's going to be coming. Now there are two Supras on display here on the Toyota stand, the gloss red car behind, and this one, the A90 Edition in the satin storm grey. Now they're getting an awful lot of attention. It's great to see how many people are actually interested in the new 5th generation Supra. To give you a quick reminder though, I went to Toyota's HQ near to Brussels in Belgium, where I filmed with the car, had a first look at it before it was revealed with both of these different specs, the A90 Edition and the normal Supra as well, but it was this that really grabbed my attention. Now it's called the A90 Edition to go with the launch of the car, which is codenamed A90. It followed the previous generation Supra, the A80, and there are only going to be, in total, just 90 of these at all in Europe. That is next to none when you consider that the Supra itself, in its first year of production, is actually a pretty rare car over here, with only 900 for the whole European market in the first year of production, 2019, and that, as of now, is completely sold out. They are all spoken for. Toyota will now go through the reserve list to start allocating the 2020 cars and then forwards, but this, as you can imagine, with only 90 of the 900 across Europe, and out of the 300 cars in the UK, only 24 of them was in pretty high demand. Now what's quite cool is how Toyota actually ran the process. So about a day before, they sent out an email to all 300 deposit holders for the new Supra and said tomorrow it will be first come, first served as to who gets the 24. Now me being me, as you guys can probably imagine, I was there, I clicked the buttons, I made sure I just went click, 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 submit, and then I got an email a couple of days ago to confirm that I'm going to be one of the ones lucky enough to get the Toyota A90 Edition Supra. So it will be this spec. Let me show you around and talk a bit more about some of the specifics that you do get on the A90 Edition. A numbered plaque, of course, one of the 90 cars. You have this paintwork. It will be my first ever satin paintwork car, I think, actually, in the satin storm grey, which looks pretty good under the bright lights here. It comes with the satin black wheels with the red calipers, which actually tie into some of the details that you have on the inside of the car. Visually, it's otherwise as per the normal car, but it's to a high equipment level, so you have lots of options already included as standard. Obviously, the Toyota Supra comes as you see it here in terms of the styling, the aggressive looks of it. We'll talk more about modifications a little bit later on in this video, but inside with the A90 you also get this red and black dual tone. So what's interesting is the driver's side actually has a red door card and the passenger side has a black one, but basically you have the mix of the red and black leather, the carbon fibre trim and inlays, and the red and black steering wheel that you can just see as well. But obviously, like I said, a lot of people paying a lot of interest in this car at the moment. On the driver's side, there we go, you can see a pretty good look of how that is very much leaning towards the red theme and the passenger side very much leaning towards the black theme. So that is exclusive to the A90 Edition. That is going to be the spec, and that is what I cannot wait for. This other car here, by the way, is the normal premium spec. So it's launched as premium or A90 Edition, and this is prominence red, just so you can see some of the differences between the cars. Still with the satin black parts for the splitter. Here you've got the dual tone wheels. It also has the satin black parts around the rear too. But that colour under the lights is looking good. But let's talk for a moment about when my car is due. So deliveries of the Supra aren't necessarily fixed at this point. I think the contracts actually still need to be signed at this moment. I would loosely guess that we might be talking about September time. Now in the UK, on the 1st of September, we get the new number plate system. Actually, every 6 months we get a new digital style on the number plates. So potentially it could be at the beginning of September, like I did actually, you guys might remember, with my Focus RS, the Heritage Edition, when I delayed it so that I could put a 68 number plate on it to celebrate the connection to 1968. So the Supra, it might come in August. I think if I'm really lucky and they come early, it might be September, it might be October, but it's that kind of time of year. So it's not going to be that long. That's actually 6 months from now to get the car, to take delivery of it. And of course, you guys will know more about it when that time comes. In fact, at the moment, I've not actually driven a production spec new gen A90 Supra, only the camouflage prototype car before it was completely finished when I went down to Spain to join the event that they were hosting to get an opportunity for a first drive. So that's the expectation, or the hope I should say, that first will be an opportunity to go for a test drive, and at that point I might know a little bit more that I can update you guys on when we get a little bit closer as to when exactly it's going to come, but it will be one of those, the A90 Edition, the satin grey, storm grey paintwork. I'm going to come through to take a look at this then. Toyota just revealed this car. This would be so cool to go out and drive. It's a GT4 concept of the GR Supra. Of course you can see the design, but with extended splitter, with a ginormous wing on the rear. GT4 Racing basically has to share certain panels with the homologated road car. So for example, you can't go too wide, you can't make the body kit wider, it has to be the road car loosely speaking. You can't completely rewrite the rules like GT3 or like a completely bespoke race car. So this is a concept for a car that could go racing in the 2020 race season. Maybe we'll see them at various different events, maybe I'll be able to film one, maybe even I'll be lucky enough to have a go in one at some point, but they've literally revealed that here at the show to match with the road car, and I have to say I think it looks pretty good, especially with that wing on the back, which will lead me on to talking about modifications that I might make to mine. I'm going to take a look in here properly and take a seat in the car now that I know the A90 Edition is confirmed. So let's just sit in here, get a quick reminder for what it's like. And I think the chimes are because the lights are on at the moment, but you can see the digital dashboard in front of us, get a better look at the different trims in here. Of course, you've got a mix of some leather parts. The carbon fibre trim in the centre is very nice, and then the black parts as well. There are some plasticky parts, it has to be said. I know that feels all right there for the top of the door cards, the top rolls. The seats, leather, red leather. You've got the insert as well here. And then a few things we know, the technology that's obviously derived from BMW, that all works really rather well too. The steering wheel, I don't think I've ever had a car with a dual tone steering wheel like this, two different colours of leather, but the red is good. If you had a colour that's too light, you end up dirtying it quite quickly, but this is going to work. This is going to be quite good. So let's hop on back out, just so I can show you some other things. That is the button that opens the boot. This, you pull it twice, opens up the bonnet. So if I just come around here, I'll show you inside the boot quickly first. This lifts up and you'll see how it goes all the way through. There's a lot of storage space actually back here. That's quite a significant amount, and you can take out the tray as well just to give you even more space. So that works quite nicely, good for just daily using, everyday driving. And then if we come around towards the front, there's no additional catch. You can lift that up where we've got the 3-litre straight six, which has 340 horsepower, 500 newton meters, which of course is a power plant again derived from BMW, but does the job perfectly in this car. What I enjoyed about driving the prototype was how well balanced it is in terms of the chassis, the gearbox, the suspension, the adaptive suspension, all working in harmony to create a car that is very evenly balanced. And I think that's quite important, especially basically for a daily driver, which is what it is at the end of the day. To close this back down, you have to give it quite a firm shut, and then you get a good view of the headlights as well, with those 6 lights inside the lenses and the running light that comes all the way around towards that nose cone. Obviously a lot has been discussed about the looks of the car, and let's talk about that. Let's actually talk about modifications that can be made. I'm expecting that the Supra is going to become a modifier's, a tuner's dream. There are so many things that I've already been talking to different companies about in terms of wide body kits, exhausts, all sorts of options, literally every type of thing you can think about. I think because that was such the nature of the previous generation, as well as this car sharing some similarities with BMWs, that mean companies will be able to develop and create options and upgrades, including Toyota themselves. The TRD package that's been available in Japan with additional carbon fibre parts at the front, an additional wing at the rear as well, which obviously TRD being Toyota Racing Development, but that is only available in Japan. You can't get that kit here in Europe at all. Just coming around actually to talk about the rear, the lights were illuminating there, looking very nice as well. well. And down at the back, of course, exhaust systems, diffusers, those will be things that are all options for the future. Lots of people have been playing with renders of wings like the old generation Supra wing, changing the front as well, maybe flattening out the nose. Obviously it's important to me that the car drives well. I don't want to mess with the aerodynamics and the way it's set up and the balance of it, but there will be things I could consider, although it's an A90 edition. You know, that's something we shouldn't forget. It is a very rare special edition, one of just 24 UK A90 editions. I don't think they're going to be individually numbered, but we'll find out about that. So, should I play with it? Really? Should I modify it? Or is it like my Heritage Edition Focus RS, where I need to keep it immaculate and as part of the collection forever? That's what I'm going to have to decide down the line when I get used to the car, when I'm driving it, when I'm using it, when I start to build the memories and the trips and adventures that I take it on. As you can probably tell, I am a little bit tired today, exhausted from a day at the Geneva Motorshow, being under the lights on the show stands, but a great opportunity again to see the GR Supra, to take another look around it, to talk about the specification, to see up close again the A90 edition that I'm now confirmed for literally a couple of days before the show. So the first opportunity for me since getting that allocation to be able to see the car, to be able to walk around it, and even crazier to find out how quickly they went. The fact that they were taken within or just over a minute for the 24 cars is absurd. I think everybody must have been fastest finger first, but I was literally on it like click, 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 well before I had been refreshing non-stop. So Supra in the A90 edition, it will be a satin grey car in the garage, my first satin car, a grey car as well. Normally I go bright colours, who knows if I wrap it or do topaz skin with it in the future, but for now, another opportunity. I hope that's answered your questions about modification options. Let me know in the comments down below about what spec it's going to be, when it's going to come from here at the Geneva Motor Show. As I said, I'm very tired, I'm going to go and take a rest. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I appreciate your support as always, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers!